I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about what to do after a no contact period ends and your ex still doesn't want to talk to you.
So what do you mean now? Like if you've had gone no contact for like 30 days and then you decide you want to contact your partner and they don't respond.
Exactly.
Just wanted to be sure I had it right.
That's right. That's what we're going to be talking about. And a lot of the people that have been watching our channel for a while know that my approach on a breakup is that if somebody breaks up with you, you simply walk away and you say, okay, it's not what I want, I do love you, I care about you, but if you don't want to work it out, I understand, and then you move forward with your life and you leave them alone.
Giving them the overall message that I'm sad, but I will be just fine.
That's right.
And able to function.
That's right.
Okay.
Now,
good. Sounds good to me.
A lot of people out there give conflicting advice.
Right.
And sometimes it's really confusing.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that, and if you know what I talk about with no contact, you may sit there and watch this video and think, oh, I know this already. But I know there's a lot of newcomers and new people find our channel every single day, and they get really worried about the no contact period. Because some people will tell you that you should not contact your ex for 30 days.
Right.
Okay, I don't know where this magical 30-day number came from.
No.
But it would have been a lot more helpful if they said 30 years.
Right.
Don't contact them for 30 years, and if they don't contact you back, then
give it up.
Yeah. So a lot of people say 30 days, you should ignore your ex or contact them, reach out after the end of 30 days. Some people are so all over the place, you can't even figure out what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah. People get scared that their ex is going to forget them if you suggest that they go through a period of no contact.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we talked about this in a major video recently.
Yes.
Your ex does not forget you. You simply do not forget somebody that you loved and you were attached to.
Yes, and that you were intimate with and spent time with.
It just doesn't work that way.
No.
Okay? I mean, in the other video, when I talked about this, I can remember a voice of an ex from 15, 20 years ago, no problem.
Yeah.
I could imagine their personality, what they would say to me, and how they would say it, and it would take very little effort. And even if I haven't talked to them in years, your ex is going to be the same way.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They don't forget you.
No.
It just doesn't work like that.
Hopefully
okay?
you become a pleasant memory.
If things don't work out. Right? So, okay, so we're going to talk about this no contact period. I do not believe in a 30-day no contact. I don't think you do either.
No, I don't.
Because our thoughts are, it's not going to magically change in 30 days. What you need to do is wait for that person to come back around again. Because they will. Even if they're stubborn, isn't that right?
Even as we said in the essay on stubbornness, yes. If they have asked you for the ultimate space, in other words, said, I want to break up with you, at least for now, then you need to respect what they asked you for.
Absolutely.
So the rule is if someone asks for space, short space or long space, you grant it.
So let's get to this quick email.
Okay.
This was somebody that they said, hey Coach Craig, I am brand new to your channel and I'm still a little confused. A lot of breakup experts out there give conflicting and ambiguous advice. You reach out and they don't give you a response. What do you do in that situation? Okay, well, let's say for some reason you had followed somebody else and you broke no contact,
right.
And now you're confused. You're like, oh my gosh, I broke it. I reached out. They didn't
respond. What do I do now?
That's very common.
Yeah.
And it's not the end of the world. Just because somebody does not reply to you when you reached out doesn't mean they're not thinking about you, doesn't mean they're not thinking about the relationship or ever considering getting back with you.
And it doesn't mean they'll never respond because they didn't in a week or 2 weeks or even a month.
That's right. Sometimes people are going through the process of the breakup and they are all over the place themselves.
Right.
Maybe they thought you were never going to change. Maybe they thought they wanted to date somebody new. They were attracted to somebody new and they were giving that relationship a shot. It could be a lot of
all kinds of reasons, and it can take people different periods to mourn, grieve, and get over a relationship, depending on how many losses they've had.
And sometimes they feel one way, and then a few months later, they start to think, you know, we had our problems, but at the end of the day, I know she really loved me.
And she did make great chocolate chip cookies.
Or he really was there for me, and maybe I did walk away from this too soon. And a lot of times, Margaret,
Right.
they think that they are done with you, that you can have an ex that feels like, yeah, I really am done. I can't do this anymore. And then they start to miss you.
Right. Or they get some rest, or any number of other things.
So just because an ex doesn't reply to you doesn't mean it's over for good. And, you know, you obviously do not want to badger anybody.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't want to continue to reach out to them when they know you've messaged them.
Yes.
Okay? They know you've contacted them or emailed them or whatever. Let them be.
Yes, and if they've chosen not to reply right now, you have to give them the space.
We all are wired differently and we all have formed different attachments to our caregivers. And we use those attachments in our romantic relationships.
Absolutely.
And so your partner may have a completely different attachment style than you do. And so they see things the opposite of how you see them.
Yes.
Or very different than how you see them. And you forcing them to try and see the way you want it to is not going to make them change their mind.
No. We can't make anybody change their mind. Excuse me. We can't do it.
So I don't recommend breaking no contact in a situation where your ex has broken up with you and they said they want to move on. I think you should just leave them alone and respect that.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of you guys are in contact with an ex and there is some conversation going on. That's a completely different story. Okay, if you're in contact with them, then you're not going to just completely ignore this person. You're going to handle it a completely different way, right?
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to ignore anybody if
they reach out to you.
And I had a guy today that I was really frustrated for, and he was frustrated too because we had gotten him so close to getting his ex back.
Oh.
And he made a complete mess out of everything. I mean, they had, the last time we talked was a few months ago. They had made out, things were going good, and then he got upset and frustrated because things weren't going as fast as he wanted them to. So he started pushing.
Oh.
He did manipulative behaviors.
Yeah.
He tried to act like there was all kinds of women in the picture and started putting pressure on it. It completely blew up in his face.
She said, no soap. Yeah.
Yeah. Completely blew up in his face.
Yeah.
Now she's like, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want to be with somebody that's got all these women in the background and that I can't feel safe with. I don't like the way I'm feeling anymore. On and on and on. Because he just went against everything that I suggested.
He kind of lost it.
He did.
Yeah.
His anxiety got the best of him.
Yeah.
And that's what we're telling you guys, is if your anxiety is high and you're really stressed out that your ex isn't going to reply to you, don't keep badgering them.
No. Chill out if you can.
That's why we say talk to us about it.
Yes,
Let us talk
about
to you about your situation. You're going to feel so much better.
Right.
And that's one of the things that you always encourage me to do.
Yes, always. Talk, talk, talk. If you hold things in, it only eats you up inside. Get it out. And if you can get it out to somebody who even remotely understands what you're saying, like your cat, it will still help.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're just going to make a slew of mistakes and have things blow up in your face like this poor guy did today.
I'm so sorry.
I know, I was so frustrated for him because we were so close, and last I talked, he was on the verge of a success story, and he was in no contact with this girl for, I don't know, several months, I believe, and it just looked so good.
So
and
he did the hard part and then lost it at the end.
He just did all kinds of behaviors that I would have never recommended. He knew it. He owned it. He said, this was, because I said, I feel bad that this is going on, and we were so close, and he's like, it wasn't we, it was me. And he knew, knew.
Good for him, he owned it. Good. I respect that.
Yeah, exactly. I did too, but I feel bad for him because I want you guys to get your ex back. If that's what you want, we want you to. Yeah, we're trying to help you. We are genuinely trying to do that, and we're frustrated too when you can't get what you want. We really are. But
there are some things you just can't hurry, no matter how anxious you get. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you did some kind of no contact period and you reached out, maybe you followed somebody that said 30 days, ignore them, and now you've reached out and now they're not talking to you or they're angry at you about how you handled it, whatever the case may be, you just need to let it sit and wait for them to reach out to you.
And that can be so hard.
Absolutely. But just because somebody doesn't want to talk to you today, it doesn't mean they won't want to talk to you next week or next month. Right. But if you continue to push, it's going to continue to make them feel frustrated, annoyed, irritated by your behavior. Right. And so you got to really have that emotional self-control not to keep badgering somebody.
And we live in a world of instant this and instant that and glasses in about an hour and same-day service. And so sometimes waiting is necessary and constructive.
Absolutely. Your ex isn't going to forget about you.
No.
They're truly not. If you've been with somebody for 3 years or 5 years, they don't forget you. They remember you when your favorite show comes on, or when they drive by a car that looks like yours, or when a movie that they know you would like out. They think about you too.
If they cook your favorite dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
They go to a restaurant that you used to eat at. They think about all those things. Of course. So your ex isn't going to be as likely to forget you as you really believe.
So don't panic, at least not early.
No, absolutely not. So, okay, I think I really helped everybody understand this because I don't want people to be confused.
Right. Okay.
If your ex doesn't respond to you after some kind of no contact period, simply wait for them to do that.
That's exactly right. That's what we mean, and that's what we say straightforwardly.
As scary as it may be, you want to be patient there, unless, like I said, you guys are in some kind of communication, in which case that's a much more delicate situation than simply being patient.
And call us for assistance if you need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so a lot to think about in this video.
Yes.
So if you want to get our help personally, just go to the website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching if you got to get with me right away. I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also doing Skype coaching too.
I am available now.
So if you want to get our help, just go to the website. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi. I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. If you would like professional help with your situation, please contact us at askcraig.net.